Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Evolving with Edgar. I'm your host, Edgar Martin Jr. Welcome to episode 3, man. We in week 3. It's going strong. This week went by a little bit quicker. I talked about how going from week 1 to week 2, it felt like such a drag to me because I'm just ready to push out all this content to y'all. But lo and behold, here we are. We 3 weeks in already. So I'm excited. I got a good topic to talk to y'all about today. And I hope y'all still like the setup that I got with the couch right now. I'm trying to figure out if I want to add anything, or I'm still trying to figure out, how I want to record, just either with my phone or if I want to incorporate my actual camera in these recordings. So still trying to work out a few things for y'all production wise, but other than that, man, yeah, I got it on and popping for y'all. So I'm excited for today. But let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Uh, I really want to ask the guys out there, and this is probably more so for like the younger crowd, but for the men out there listening to this, how often do you tell your friends I love you? And I'm not talking about, just your female friends or whatever. I'm talking about the male friends that you talk to on a daily that aren't your family, but you treat them like family and they might as well be. How often do you text them, hey, I love you, bro, or if you're on the phone or if you're in person with them, how often do you say that? Like just really think about it for a second. And it may surprise you, but as men, we don't really tap into expressing that with each other that much. And we don't have a problem, saying it to our family members. But when it comes to our guy circles, our friend groups or whatever, it's kind of hard to pull that out of us. So even if you do say it, like most of the time it's just, hey, love, bruh, like that's all it is. Like you never really fully say I love you. So I just wanted to talk about that today because I say that with my guy friends. Like, hey, if we on the phone or whatever, or if we in person, it's like, hey, love you, bro. Even if I don't say I love you, I say love you. Like I make it real intentional in letting you know that, hey, like I love you, bro. Be safe. Great talking to you, whatever, XYZ. So I just wanted to pose that question because when it comes to men, we grow up most of the time, learning, you got to be tough, you got to, not cry, don't be emotional for the most part. Like being emotional, like that's women stuff. Like you don't take part in that. But then as we get older and we struggle with our emotions, it's hard to get help to get through that. And I think part of that is understanding how to be okay with being empathetic towards each other and learning how to, just be okay with having sentimental moments with each other. Like, it's crazy how sometimes certain guys, like, they've never seen some of their male friends cry before. Like, or you've never seen them outside of anger, you've never really seen him express like any other emotion other than happiness and anger. You've never seen them sad, you've never seen them scared, you've never seen them nervous. Like with a lot of guys, you either see your friends happy or mad. Like it's no in between. And I think we learned that from a young age of just, if you end up being sad about something or crying about something, you get ridiculed for it if you're a boy. And with girls, girls, they're allowed to show whatever emotion they show because they're girls. It's like y'all are women, y'all are emotional creatures, blah blah blah, like the whole spiel of that. So I'm asking this question because I want to I want to propose that most of you young men out there, if you haven't already started doing it, start telling your guy friends like, "Hey, bro, I love you." And it don't gotta be random, cause I understand like that could be like real cringy if you just randomly say that. But if you're in a situation where you feel like it can be said, I think go ahead and take the opportunity to say that. And I think it's important, as you're going through the motions of finding your purpose and appreciating the people who are with you on your journey, letting them know you appreciate them being there, just by simply telling them, hey, I love you, appreciate you for being here, and just being in my corner throughout everything, that can go such a long way. And once you say it, it's no longer weird at that point. I think it's just we as men, we just think it's kind of weird to say, well, why do I need to say that? Like, they know I love them, like they my dogs. And sometimes it's cool to just hear that. And I think that's where we as men, we mess up. We just assume that we know what's up with each other. And it's like, nah, like, your dog might have needed to hear that for real. Like, he might have needed somebody to actually tell him that, from a man perspective anyway, not even from a woman or whatever, but he may have needed one of you guys to like really say, hey, bro, I love you, I'm here for you. And you never know where that can take somebody emotionally. That could be something that makes their whole day. Dang, like I talked to my dog and he was like, I love you, bro. So just don't be afraid to share that side of yourself. And I don't really want to say all this to say you got to be in your soft guy era or whatever. I don't really be into all that. Like, I'm not really into the whole soft guy era thing. That's not something that I care to like tag myself with. But I do think it's important to express yourself in all shapes, forms, and fashions. Like, express yourself. Let your close friends know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Like, don't be afraid to vent to your friends. Don't be afraid to, tell people what you may be struggling with, like emotionally or mentally, or, like don't let the awkwardness of saying certain things keep you from saying them, because you never know how it could impact the people that you're talking to. So I really just wanted to say that, because like for a while now, I've gotten real comfortable with, telling my friends, hey, love you, bro. Like, hey, be safe. And I noticed that with guys too. I think that's our version of saying I love you, is be safe. Like, we say be safe like it's natural, even though we're 9 times out of 10 we're in situations where we never have to tell each other to be safe. It's like, bro, I'm going to the grocery store and I saw you on my way to the grocery store. We'll be like, all right, be safe. And it's like, be safe, I'm going to the grocery store. But that could have been a situation where you say, hey, all right, love you, bro, talk to you later. So just finding moments like that to actually say those words. And you never know, like, what your last impression could be, on somebody. Like, God forbid something happens to one of your close friends and you're like, damn, like, I never told bro I love him at all, like, ever. Not that you didn't want to tell him, it's just you never really you never really just said it. And I think as men, I think that's something important, to rally around each other and let each other know, hey, like, we got each other, especially if we treat each other like we brothers. It should be second nature to be like, hey, I love my dog. So that's what I wanted to say today on this episode. Didn't really have too much again this week. Not really sure how long this episode will be. I don't want it to be too short. I'm trying to think of like any other examples. I guess I could touch on like the fatherhood aspect of it too. I'm not sure if I'll go ahead and attribute it to a lot of times like men, at least black men in this instance, like we don't have fathers in the households a lot of times to show us that, that masculine type of love of saying, hey, I love you, son, or, that father figure to say that to some of us. And we take that, well, not we take that, but we don't get to take that experience in our interaction with other men, because a lot of us may not have gotten that. I was fortunate enough to have my dad in my life to where, and my brothers, of course. So I've had male influences and male role models in my life to where I was told I love you by my dad often, still am, but I know a lot of guys don't get that opportunity, they aren't blessed with the opportunity of a man being there telling them they love them like that. So that way they can take that out and express that with other men they come in contact with that are important to them. So maybe it's that, maybe it's due to the upbringing. I'm sure that plays a part in it somehow, but like it goes to the point I said at the beginning. Like really sit back and ask yourself, how often do I tell my guy friends I love them? And when you tell them that, it may be awkward, but it's worth saying it. At least that way they know, oh, like not only do I know for sure he love me, like he tell me he love me too, and then vice versa. You could open up the door for them to say it back to you. So that was my message for today. Didn't really have too much more than that. Episode 4, again, I'm going week by week with it, trying to figure out what I want to give to you guys. I try to, write out topics and see what I want to talk about, but I just take it wherever the wind goes at this point, trying to get it a little bit more formatted for you guys. So I'll make sure, and get a little deeper with the context of whatever I talk about with episode 4. But thanks again, guys, for coming to this episode. Once again, don't be afraid to tell people you love them. You never know when the last conversation will be. You never know how your last interaction will go with them. So when it comes to the male friends in your circle, say I love you, bro. Like, it's real simple. And whether they say it back or not, at least you said it. At least you let it be known how you feel about them. So, all right. That's it for episode 3. Thanks for tuning in again. Still trying to, like I said, make this experience better for you all. Trying to figure out how I want to push out more content other than just these videos. But as I figure that out, I'll keep you all updated. But thanks. See you next week.